Hey there, viewers! This question will probably come off a little bit awkward, but how often do you cry? Actually, scratch that, it doesn't matter. But just for the sake of conversation, crying does have a lot of benefits. I'm not saying you should deliberately make yourself sad, but when you do cry, just remember, it has several effects on your body. That's what we're talking about in today's video. Can it detoxify you? Does crying make you a happier person? Can it actually dull pain? Wait, does crying really help you recover from grief? We're talking about all that and more. Number 1, helps you recover from loss. We've all been to funerals, some of us more than others. A good cry can help you grieve. Anyone who's lost someone will tell you that grieving is an exhausting process, one that potentially lasts a lifetime. Before we go any further, I need to first explain what crying does. Tears are needed for our eyes to work properly. It's within the eye glands that these tears are produced. But it's a little more complicated than that. Tears serve several purposes, things that have zero to do with emotion. For one, they can lubricate the eyes, give them the washing they need. Tears can also help get rid of irritants. I'm talking about things that hurt the eye and can potentially get in the way of your vision. These are things like annoying dust particles and even the aroma of freshly cut onions. But tears can also be brought on by strong emotion. This is when crying happens. If you've recently lost someone, your emotional reaction will vary depending on your personality. Some people cry, some people get angry, others seem completely void of emotion while in public, but those who actually cry during this time have an advantage. There's considerable evidence suggesting that crying can help you recover from loss quicker. Now, some deaths are impossible to recover from. If that's the case, crying can at least help you accept it and continue on with life. Ready to get personal? What's the strangest thing you've ever cried at? Was it something funny? Maybe something weird? Sound off in the comment section and start a conversation with our bestie community. Number 2, balances your emotions and restores the body. Are you feeling more tense than usual? Well, a good cry might be able to relieve some of that tension and restore comfort in your life. There are several emotions that bring on tears. Have you ever cried because you're happy? We all have that person in our lives that's deeply in touch with their emotions. These folks shed tears at the sight of a puppy walking by. We can actually learn a thing or two from them. Experts have suggested that happy cries can also help your body recover from strong pressure. If you see something that overwhelms you with a sense of happiness, crying can rid you of that built-up emotion. Same goes for when you're deeply saddened by something. Imagine you're watching a sad movie, one that touches you on an emotional level. Crying can help you recover from such a strong emotion. At the end of the day, it's almost as if crying lifts a weight off your shoulders. Number 3, dull pain. Are you feeling aches and discomfort around your body? Well, crying can reduce this pain. As I said before, I'm not trying to encourage you to make yourself cry. You don't want to delve into your negative emotions, especially when you're not ready to face them. But if your physical pain is so overwhelming that you eventually can't take it anymore, crying can make you feel better. Let's say your muscles are aching, or you have stomach pains that just won't go away. Over time, the discomfort builds to the point where we grow frustrated. Crying is just our brain's reaction. This might be why we see children crying right after falling down. Crying for a certain period of time will trigger the release of endorphins. This is known as the feel-good chemical. When these chemicals are produced, your stress and pain begin to decrease. You'll also feel almost as if your pain has numbed. Endorphins will also provide a sense of calmness. Keep in mind that this is not a cure for your pain. This is only something for the moment. If you've experienced physical discomfort for a while, you may have a health problem that needs to be checked out. Number 4, helps your baby breath. Along with pain relief, crying can benefit your respiratory system. This is particularly true for newborn babies. When a baby is delivered, what's the first thing they do? They cry. This cry is actually really important. While in the womb, a baby receives oxygen through their umbilical cord. When the baby first leaves the womb, they naturally begin to breathe on their own. By crying, they're allowing fresh air to enter the lungs. It'll also help them get rid of any fluid in their body that hasn't left yet. Number 5, helps your baby sleep. Not only can crying help a baby breathe, it can also help them get a proper snooze. Any new parent knows the frustrations of dealing with a crying baby. When it happens at night, it's even worse. As sick as it may sound, the more you let your baby cry, the longer they sleep. Studies have pointed at this. An experiment from 2016 focused on 43 different sets of new parents. Each were told to put their baby to bed. The parents were instructed to let their baby cry for a set number of minutes before coming to comfort them. And as it turns out, the kids that were left to cry a little bit longer woke up less during the night. Before we continue, are you trying to get yourself into shape? Your inner thighs need a little love too, you know. Check out our recent video discussing 12 exercises to reduce your inner thigh fat and tone them. Now back to our list of good things crying can do for your body. Number 6. Crying can chill you out. Remember when I mentioned how crying can help calm you? Well, let's dive into that a little bit more. Let me guess, the pressures of the current world have been working you up. Join the club. We've all had our moments where the stress is just too much to handle and we lose it a little. While so many of us resort to anger, crying is a great self-soothing technique. Research shows that crying activates your parasympathetic nervous system, or PNS for short. The PNS allows your body to unwind, relieving pressure on the brain. If your stress has brought you to the point of tears, you'll gradually feel calm in a matter of minutes. It's wild because many of us go to things like alcohol and food when we're stressed. Who knew that expressing emotion was actually a better way to go? Number 7. Helps your body detox. Another thing I touched on earlier was the ability for tears to fight against irritants, small particles in the air that can potentially hurt you. There's actually a scientific name for this. They're called reflex tears. Reflex tears clear debris from your eyes. This can be anything from heavy smoke to dust. When the intruding particles come in contact with your eyes, tears are released as a way to clean and protect it from infection. But there's more, you guys. Emotional tears might also play an important detox role. This is the official name for the tears you get when you cry. When reflex tears stop unwanted particles from getting into your system, emotional tears can potentially flush stuff out. Research has suggested that emotional tears help rid your body of the stress hormone. Not only that, but these tears contain toxins that can actually pose a threat to your health. While more studies need to be done on this, experts state that crying might flush out a lot of these dangerous particles, allowing your body to detoxify and get healthier. Number 8. Makes you happier. When you see somebody in distress, the last thing that comes to mind is happiness. You're usually thinking that the person needs help. It's hard to believe that crying can actually make you happier. To put it simply, crying improves your mood. Mind you, this all depends on what you're crying about. If you're going through something devastating, your tears might be part of a longer healing process. Are you ready to get sciencey once again? When we cry, we breathe a lot of fresh air. The coolness of this air lowers the temperature of our brain. Now that your brain is cooling down and you're getting new oxygen, your mood can drastically change. This can make you a happier person. If you've ever felt a sudden relief after crying, the brain cooling effect has probably taken place. Do you ever cry? Have you ever felt any of these benefits we just mentioned? Let us know in the comments below. We'd love to hear from you. Enjoyed this video? Hit like, share, and subscribe to Bestie. Wait! What kind of bestie would we be if we didn't tell you about our other awesome videos? Go ahead, choose the left or right video and enjoy.